Translating text on the internet used to be incredibly expensive and time consuming. And then with tools like Google Translate, it got a lot easier. But with new AI technology, it takes it a step further. All right, so we're going to take a look at that in today's AI in 5, how you can use the Mixerbox GPT Translator to not just translate text from one language to another, but how you can do a lot more with it as well. All right, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Jordan. I'm the host of Everyday AI. We're a daily live stream podcast and free daily newsletter helping everyday people like you and me learn and leverage generative AI to grow our companies and to grow our careers. All right. So if you're new here, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, but also let me know in the comments what you want to see next. And also go to youreverydayai.com and sign up for that free daily newsletter. All right. So every day we do a quick little 5-ish minute tutorial for our AI in 5. So today we're going to look at this Mixerbox Translate Custom GPT. So if you are new to GPTs, don't worry, it's fairly simple. And I will leave the link to this custom GPT in the description here. So you will need ChatGPT Plus, so the $20 a month subscription to use this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go to the website here, and I'm just going to grab most of the text, right? I'm just going to go like this, and I'm just going to paste it in, right? So I'm going to go back now, and I'm going to go into this Mixerbox GPT, and I'm going to say, please translate this from English to Spanish, right? So one key whenever you're working with anything translation, especially if it's a GPT, always say what language it is. Obviously, it knows that, but it makes the process, in my experience, it makes the process much faster and much more reliable. So depending on, the complexity of the text that you enter, there are different limits even within this Mixerbox Translate GPT. But you'll see here, and I always like doing these things live so you can see how fast this is, how accurate this is, etc. So let's go down and see how this is doing. All right, so you'll see it says the text you provided is quite extensive. It requires a significant amount of time and effort. All right, so it's essentially saying it can't do all of it. So it's doing it pieces at a time. And that's okay, because you can do this in segments if you want. So using something in ChatGPT to translate very long documents is not possible unless you're using a paid service. However, it's really great to use it for short things, right? So if you want to translate an email, if you want to translate, your homepage, right? Like this is a pretty good example. There is actually a lot of kind of source code in here, but I'm guessing if I try to do this again. So let's just say even these testimonials. Let's do this. So I'm going to just copy all of those, and I'm going to give this one more try here inside of the Mixerbox Translate. So I'm going to say, please translate this from English to Spanish. So we'll give it one more try to see how it does. So this might be a little bit more manageable in terms of the content. It might still be a little too long. This is actually a lot of content. Looks like at least a couple thousand characters. But it looks like this one, when I just took kind of that middle section and not the entirety of it, it looks like it's going to do it pretty well. So why would you use something like this versus using, Google Translate? Well, let's even just go ahead and try the same thing in Google Translate, should we? So I'm just going to go ahead and enter the text in here. And you'll see right here, Google Translate has a 3,900 character limit, which is pretty short, right? So I was able to do something, obviously, right now inside of this Mixerbox GPT that I'm not able to do in other great free programs like Google Translate. But here's, I think, the real benefit to this. It's really being able to still continue to use the GPT technology within the context of this translation, right? Because if you're using Google Translate, maybe you have a question about something. Was this translated correctly? Or are there different ways that this word could be interpreted? You can actually have this conversation. So I'm going to just try this. I'm going to say, because I don't know, I'm going to say, from the text just translated, are there any words that might not translate well from English to Spanish, right? So maybe I wanted to reach out to someone Spanish speaking and show them different testimonials that people have given us, and versus me having to do each one of those one by one, each of those testimonials, I can just ask ChatGPT, or in this case, Mixerbox translates GPT functionality within their custom GPT, if there's any words that may be confused. So here we go. So it says there's a few concepts and terms. So it's giving me them, like Chat GPT, large language models. It says that might not be immediately recognizable. Podcasts, even though podcasts, right? It's saying there's different variations in understanding. So this is great. So not only is it great for some simple, not super long translations, but longer than what you can do in Google Translate, but it's actually pretty good if you're trying to even understand. Right. So maybe you're learning a new language. I think this is a great tool. So it's not just for business use and to translate things that you need to send to someone else, but I think also if you're just trying to learn a new language, in short bursts, this is a great way to do it, because also you can upload different documents, right? So you could upload a transcript of, something you're saying. Again, there's character limits, but this is, I think, a great way to go ahead and try something. Or, you can use kind of like what I have here. We'll give this a try. All right, it's not working for me, but some people, oh, there we go. So now I hit a keyboard shortcut on my computer and I'm talking. So you could talk like this. And then when you're done, you can stop it. And then you could say, please translate this from English to Spanish, right? So aside from business use cases, translating things on your website, an email, sales pitch, internal document, whatever, right? You can actually use keyboard shortcuts on your computer and use a GPT like Mixerbox Translate to just better learn Spanish, right? So, you can even just talk to it and it'll read it back to you, or sorry, respond back. So you don't even need to type things, which I think is pretty cool. All right. If this was helpful, and I really hope it was, please go to youreverydayai.com, sign up for that free daily newsletter, and we'll see you back for another AI in 5. Thanks, y'all.